I'm building me a home. I'm building me a home. It's time for me to build me a home. I'm building me a home. I'm building me a home. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Kiki's House of Joy. So I was saying I was changing my title of the channel, and it is here. I'm seeing how I feel about it. There's another option, and I'll have a few weeks to change it if I feel so. So all of you who count, who watch, who comment, who contribute, what do you think about Kiki's House of Joy? I do have another title that I'm looking for, but that is no matter what, it's going to be in that same realm. This channel, honestly, I have decided since I make the best years ever and I create the best years ever, and there's so much joy that I like to see in my life and that I'm creating in my life. That's what this is. This is Kiki's House of Joy, and I want you to know that every time you tune in, that's what you're getting. It does not mean that I don't have trials and tribulations or hard times in life. But the thing is that any of those things that do come, I find that the joy that I have is what becomes even more beautiful. And so it's not some kind of like denial of life, okay? It is the love and acceptance of what I'm able to create in my life. So I hope that you'll come into my home and enjoy Kiki's House of Joy. That's what I would like you to do. I think I might stick with House of Joy. There was another version. It wasn't as inviting. I just realized that it just wasn't as inviting. And I want you to come in, and I want you to relax, and I want you to feel good. So welcome to Kiki's House of Joy. That is the new channel. That is the rebrand. And what I've been doing the last year, I had the best year ever. And so this is the first day of the new year. And yes, time isn't real. It isn't. We're just trying to work with humans, okay? We're doing our best to work with humans. So we just go along with this, okay? But you know and I know, no, this ain't real, right? Come on. We know together, right? We know this ain't real. Okay. As long as we know, and we know we're just playing this game, all right, let's play. But let's have a good time while we're doing it. Best year ever. We're loading it right now. But, to start the best year ever, let's reflect on my best year ever 2025. Let's see what we're building on because I'm building me a home. What's up, Tessie? What's up? So let's see. We're building me a home. So let's reflect last year and what made it so great. Now, I did write some notes, but do you think I'll look at those notes and really remember what I wrote? Who knows? Who knows? Let's find out. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see. So first thing I'll say that let's kind of go over the year and some of the highlights. Here are some of the highlights from 2025. Okay, I had my birthday in Paris. Right, so Paris, really. I went to Paris with my mom. We also went to London together. It was a Paris and London trip, and it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I was not just in Paris, I was in Versailles actually. And we were at what's it called? The Palace Marie Antoinette, where and we got to enjoy just the beautiful gardens. It was just a beautiful, beautiful day. Very surreal. So surreal that it was almost hard for me to like really understand like you're in Paris on your birthday. And I say that in quotes because we don't really know. I really don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I celebrated on that day, but I'm like, I don't I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I have no clue. But it's a good day, so I like it. I'm like, you know what? It's a good time. I'll just go with it. I'll go with it. But I have no recollection. So anyway, with that, I was there on that day, and it was really beautiful, and definitely a dream come true. Going to Paris with my mom was a big, big, big deal. And the reason why is just because my mom, her language of choice and study was French, and so her mother got her a trip to Paris when she was like maybe like a little bit out of high school, And so she got to live there for a little while. And so that was a big deal for her. So now we got to go back together after all those years and be in Paris and share that experience, as mother and daughter. And, we went to her old neighborhood and all that. And so this was a story that I've heard, my whole life. And I did study a little bit of French when I was younger, but I never stuck with it. I got more into Spanish and other languages. Didn't do well at any of those, but I would say in the last 2 years, I started to learn French. So appropriate to actually go to Paris. So my desire to learn French really wasn't anything. It was just me dancing. And one of the guys from the group was like, "Hey, we're starting French club. Do you want to be a part of it?" And at first I was like, "No, I don't know enough French. I just feel like I'd be lost." And then another guy joined who wasn't that great. He's like, "Look, this guy's in it. You can be in it." So I was like, "All right, cool." And sure enough, I started to learn French. And the cool thing about it was that I went right in speaking it. So, French club, of course, we that was last year. It actually ended last year as well, but it didn't stop me from my studies. And so I've been studying still. I'll be studying more, but we haven't gotten to the new year and what we're doing in the new year. So hold on, wait, don't let me get too far ahead of myself. But even last year, I did start to pick up my studies. So I was really proud of that. Then I also did my big last year. I made every day last year 10,000 steps, at least 10,000 steps every day. I got sick last year. And I still made my 10,000 steps every day. When I have flashbacks about how I made those steps during that sick time, let's just say it was a miracle, a hope, and a dream, and everything in between, because I still can't believe I did it, but I did do it. I really did do it. I was up there just stepping away. Now, it wasn't like I was taking strides, but I was doing it. At one point, I even was walking outside because I remember because one of my friends came by to drop me off this soup dish that he made, and it was just super nice. And I was like super sick. A fun thing happened last year was that when I did get sick, so I had this thing where I was trying to breathe. So I took eucalyptus essential oil and I think I put it on some kind of like cotton, but I put it like near my nose. It was the most idiotic thing to do because you know how they always say be careful about essential oils on your skin because they can be pretty harsh. Well, it burnt the upper part of my lip. It's healed now, so I don't mind sharing. Now it's officially healed. I didn't make a big deal about it for a while. I said something in the video, but I was like trying to be cool about it. There was a live video last year where I had makeup on during that illness because I literally burnt this part and it just looks so, I mean, it was truly like evidential that I burnt myself. And it looked like I called it a Hitler mustache. That's what it looked like. And I'm not lying to you. It looked like I had a perfectly like Hitler mustache. It was very embarrassing, but I made it. I made it through it. And so that was a big thing. Uh, Other thing that happened last year, whew, it was a fun year. We had a lot of dinners. So we had fun dinners. One of the dinners that with my friends. And so there's a group where we get together every once in a while and have a really nice dinner. Everyone brings food. And we had quite a few, to be honest. We had our friend, he had the Parisian theme one for his birthday. Man, that was a night. I mean, dancing all night. That was a lot of fun. It was a great house party. When I talk about house parties, that was probably my favorite house party of the year for sure. Because it was the perfect blend of everything. And then we did, oh gosh, but my favorite dinner of ours was the watermelon night, probably because it was my idea. But it was a great night. The watermelon night was everyone brought a watermelon themed dish, and some of the stuff wasn't all water. It was like it complemented because at first they were like, well, "Man, do I gotta have something watermelon?" Like all the watermelon that we're bringing right now just complemented, and so some people complimented it. Some of my favorite dishes didn't have watermelon in it. It was just good. But then my favorite that did have watermelon, it was watermelon and halloumi cheese together, just on top of each other. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We had ramen night, which was a lot of fun. Trying to think of what other we had another night that was a good night. We had, I mean, just good food all together. We had our Friendsgiving. That was a great night. That was recent. That was such a sweet night. It really was. Once again, dancing. It was a smaller group of people, but it was the best group of people. So I had a great time. As you all know, Juanita and I went on plenty of adventures and a very good time. Uh, from shopping for her furniture. That was a lot of fun. In the end, she got something that she really wanted. And it's so cute because when I've gone over there and I see it out and just like, all right, she's living her life. I did help her build some furniture. So that was actually recent. What else did we do? Now, I lost some friends along the way. I did, right? There were some casualties in this. So there was a few friends that I lost. But the cool thing about losing them, it's sad to lose friends. I think because you feel a bit of a loss, but I found a deeper connection with me because the people that I did lost, they weren't in alignment with me. And that was really, this is one of the first times in my life where I'm like, you can have what you want. You can have alignment. You don't just to have people around to say they're your friend. Like you can be aligned with people and you're going to be okay. And so that was a big deal for me to let go of people. Well, shoot, they let go of me. Hold on. I don't want to be boastful here, okay? They let go of me, and then I let go of them. It was first they let go of me, and then I let go of them. I don't I want to be very transparent here. They got mad at me. I was out there just not pleasing. I just wasn't working for them. I wasn't in alignment with them. And the thing is, it wasn't like I want to be clear, me not being in alignment with them, it wasn't every time it really wasn't about them. It was just me truly being myself. So I was just out there in the world being myself and they caught a stray in me being myself. And when they caught that stray, and they're meaning I wasn't throwing out any shots, but just being me, they were like, "Oh, hell no." And so they said they got to go. And I'm like, "Well, shoot. Okay." But when they left, when they left and I started to feel better and better every time they left, I was like, "Oh, what a relief." So it was mutual in many ways. But I have to admit, I don't wanna say I don't know who, I guess me, I was myself, so in some ways I was a bit of an initiator. They responded and said, "Oh, hell no." So then they kinda really was like had to do what they need to do, and then we released each other from each other. So, in the end, though, when they did leave, it was a good feeling, because it meant that I was holding on to friendships that I wasn't feeling good about, right? They were not secure attachments. I was not feeling good about them at all, and they weren't the kind of people who I'd want to be my friends, like in the long term or in the real life, like in the real world. Meaning, if you would respond to me being me that way, you can't be my friend, right? It just doesn't work. So that was a big revelation for the year, that I had to be friends with people. Now there was other people that I did leave behind, and that was a lot of the male energy in my life. And to say I left them behind, I would just say the relationships. I will say have become more, I transformed the relationships. I didn't necessarily leave them behind. They're just transformed. They just been the boundaries have been reboundarized, right? And that is just see them as casual people you say hello to, wish them well, and that's it. So I did do that as well. Now that was a big deal for me. And I want to say why, because I'm really excited to say why. I had this thing where I wanted, because I was someone, I've been hurt in relationships. Haven't always seen the best male role models. I haven't always I mean, I haven't. Like I've been through some hard stuff when it comes to dealing with the male species. And if you listen to my story last week, you can see how, I dated a guy who cheated on me with his first cousin. I mean, come on. I don't know if it get honestly, that right there can mess you up for a long time. It'll mess you up a little bit. Um, so if you heard that, and well, you heard it now. I mean, now we can say it simply, right? But that was a lot that I went through a lot in that process. So I started to try to collect what I thought were good examples of men, but I only wanted them to be my friends because I just didn't want any kind of emotional thing. So usually the people who I chose to be my friends were not people I were attracted to. They weren't men who I even thought would be viable partners in general. But they were the kind of people where I just wanted to have a healthy relationship with the male species. So I always wanted to try to keep that. But the problem was that if I told you all the different reasons of why I didn't of why I could keep them that way, it meant I didn't fully maybe like them or respect them or something, right? Or I was being a little delusional. And that's I think there was all of that. I wasn't really seeing them for all of who they were. Um, and so I think that now I have to be courageous enough to realize that if you do have a male in your life, you should really value them, right? Really value them. And so that's a big thing. So 2026, right? We can do it then. We can do it now. We can do it now. So that was a big shift that I had to make for me. And that's what I did last year. And because the theme was best connections ever, yeah, definitely. I mean, the best connection I made was with myself. If you hadn't heard everything yet, if you're not really listening, I was making connections with myself. Let me see if there was anything else. We went to Hawaii, me and my mom. So that was an amazing trip. So that's funny because during Hawaii, there was another trip that I was possibly going to go on, and that was to Mexico. And it seemed like that would have been a really fun trip, but to go to Hawaii was epic. And the reason why it was is because I was promised this trip when I graduated. It was my college graduation trip. And so the college graduation came, I graduated again, and I still didn't see the trip. And so you can imagine how I was feeling. And some of you would be like, no, I can't imagine how you're feeling about not going on a college graduation trip and you had another graduation. Maybe you don't get it. And guess what? This is Kiki's House of Joy. So and um, it meant the world to me. It meant the world. The moment my mom suggested, "Hey, do you want to go to Hawaii?" I said, "Are you talking about my college graduation trip?" She rolled her eyes and she says, "What?" I'm like, "Are you talking about my college graduation trip?" She wasn't thinking that at first. She just thought, "Oh, I think there was like a timeshare situation." There was something where it was like, "Oh, oh, Hawaii came up." It was just something that came up at first, right? That was like the impression I was getting. But this lady, I'm like, "Come on now. Do you know how long I've been waiting to go on this trip?" Now, to be fair, I did take myself to Hawaii one time. And that was on my trip back from Korea to the States. There was I had a choice. I could stop in China or I could stop in Hawaii. I had already stopped in China when I went to Thailand. So I was like, I'm stopping in Hawaii. I'm going to take myself to Hawaii. So I did. And then I went outside, during that layover time, and I like breathed in the air and I was like, I'm here. I'm here. Right. And I was like thinking about every movie that I've ever seen about people in Hawaii. I'm like, yeah, this is it. And I was like having these visions of me being there. And then I went back inside and, eventually took my flight home. So that was the first time I technically took myself there, but this was the real trip. So it was great. Driving in Maui, it was very exciting. It's kind of cool to drive somewhere. So driving around, going to the road to Hana, looking at real life, like hardcore surfing, like superstar surfers out there catching crazy waves. That was like crazy because I watched the Olympics during the Summer Olympics. My favorite sport to watch was surfing. So to actually go there and see the surfing in real life, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's just straight up amazing. Dancing was fun. I did a lot of fun dancing this year. There's some memorable dances that are sticking in my head. I've realized my best dances this year were with one person. So which is interesting, but that's just because they have a cool way of dancing. But we had some good dances. Then but there were some challenges, right? There was the dance studio uh taking out a non-interest loan on me, from me. Yeah, they took out a non-interest loan from me and then took their sweet time in trying to pay it back until I had to force them. So that was nice. That was a real little moment of agency. Work life was great. I did a lot of growing. I had a lot of accomplishments in my work life. Like I achieved a lot. Like when I look at the year, what I did in a year, because I did like I do my own year-end summary. So no one asked me to do this, by the way. No one asked me to do a year-end summary, but I do it. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. That's my attitude. I'm like, what? Do you need a year-end summary? No problem. So I made my own year-end summary of everything I did. And so it's funny because there was a conversation, and my supervisor was saying like, "Oh, well, do you have like any numbers?" And I was like, "Oh, don't worry, I got you." She's like, I think I know." I'm glad that people know me. People know. So I already have my year-end summary in the works. And so it was really cool to reflect and see what I did in the year. Um, then, and it's funny because what I did in the year doesn't really, yeah, I did great things happened. So I put in a lot of important work. I was very proud of myself, and for like everything I did in the year, like I really made some miracles happen, and it felt good to see what I did. Also, what else did I do? I started some groups, and so that was fun. I started a crafting group and bringing people together because I realized like it's important, and I started to open myself up even more, and that really paid off, right? Opening myself up meant I'm having new experiences and doing things I never thought I did that I would do. And one of the things that I did was I was a part of a that was very recent too. I mean, it was funny, like towards the end of the year, it was like just in case I don't think it's the best year ever. It was just like here you go. It was like all this stuff just being piled on and piled on, all this great stuff. And I got to be a part of a murder mystery. And I was Leslie, what was it called? I forget the name, but Leslie Liplock. Yeah, that's what it was, Leslie Liplock. And I got to play a fashion model. And boy, oh boy, did I get into it. I had a great time. I also did a big major personal change. Can't say what that is, but it is. It was a very exciting moment. What else did I do? Gosh, it was just an amazing year. I mean, it was really best year ever. Oh, got in contact with old friends and reconnected. That meant the world to me. It was interesting in the purging of those people, the people who I truly like connect with, people who um just get me, like, for real, that's who's in my life right now. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have to fake. I don't have to I don't have to be afraid of what it means to just be me and say the crazy stuff that comes out of my mouth." Like, I just don't I mean, I still work every day to be kind, I really do. But the stuff that was triggering the people, I'm like, "I ain't got time for this crap, y'all. Like, I need y'all to be brighter." So now I have brighter people. I got bright light bulbs around me. I got people shining their light, their full wattage, right? I got full wattage people. And that's what I need. I need real, true, full wattage people. I don't need any people on a dimmer because those people are on a dimmer. Right now, as we speak, this is the New Year gift. Well, okay, this is my Christmas gift is getting ready to walk into the house, and that is a mahjong set. So I'm very excited about that. I hear my mom, they're bringing it over. That was like I had my big request for Christmas was I wanted a mahjong set, and so I'm very excited about looking at it. Last night I did make my black eyed peas, and I made my collard greens, and I did make a no sugar added sweet potato pie. And I also made a Murasaki sweet potato pie earlier in the year. This time I actually combined a regular sweet potato with two Murasaki sweet potatoes for this one. And it was really good. Like, I'm very impressed with my no sugar added sweet potato pie. It tastes totally different. It's not as I didn't add some of the spice. This one tastes more traditional. The one that I made, the Murasaki one, was more like fancy. But I think I went the fancy route just because I was doing something different anyway. So I just said, let's just go different, just like go all out, honey. So this one I made is definitely more traditionally tasting, very delicious. Oh, what's up, Larisha? Okay, I'm still going, and what else did I have? I had, let's see if I got everything else. Ooh, wonderful dinners. I mean, and I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Also today, um, I think it's Real's birthday. So if you have been a long time watcher, this watcher, you know of Real, and I think it's his birthday today. But if I remember, he might be the one that's not really his birthday, and it's like I just put anything up in there, and so it's not really my birthday, and it's like totally like in May or something. But I forget. There's someone who I wish I had birthday before, and then they're like, "Ain't really my birthday." But just in case, Real, happy birthday. What's up, Larisha? Um, and so let's see if there's anything else. Larisha, do you have one coming up? I feel like there's usually a time where you start writing poetically about your reset and all of that. Um, I feel like I feel like it's coming. Maybe I'm wrong. All right. So anyway, I'm horrible. By the way, I'm very horrible at birthdays. So please don't hold this against me at all. Like I'm not that great. I remember them more if I physically share the day with you. But if I don't physically share the day, then it's just hard for me to remember these numbers. In March. Okay. Okay, but Larisha, to be fair, I knew it was an 8. I knew it was an 8 number. So I just want that to be on record. I was about to say January 8th, but I thought I was so off that I was like, it's not that. But to be fair, I actually did know that it was an 8. Just want that put that somewhere in your pocket. Okay. So what else? It was the best year ever. It was absolutely the best year ever. I achieved my goals, and it was to have the best connections ever in that. And all the just I mean the adventures, the travel, the life, the quiet moments, the busy moments, like it was just one thing after the other. um, it's 8 is great, I love it. It's it's it was just a great year. It was a great year, and the cool part about it was that I got to reconnect with you all, right? I got to reconnect with people. I mean, Arisha, Cypher, who's been here. I see Musank. I've seen Mother Nature, Uzo. I've seen Stray Panther. Of course, Real. Like just people who have been there, and I just couldn't believe it. There goes Stray Panther, right? You say his name, he pops up. Uh, and so it's just been amazing to also reconnect with you all because it's just nice to feel the certain level of like y'all a part of my life, you know. And anyway, I love it. So welcome to Kiki's House of Joy, and that is the rebrand. And so we'll see where it grows and goes to. So let's get into the new year. What is happening new year? Now there's a few things that I've done. So here we go. Let's see. I've said this last video, but we're going to establish it more. I'm inviting you all. One, like the video if you're watching right now. Let's increase the engagement and also comment. Always comment. If you're shy right now, come back later and comment, right? Let me know you're watching. Let me know what you think. It's always nice. I like to communicate with folks, right? I like to just share my ideas and communicate back. I love reading those comments later on in the week. It feels good just to connect and remember what I said, right? When I make these videos. But this year that we are in right now, this new year is all about best wardrobe ever and best dance life for me. So those are my goals. So if you guys are going to do the best year ever with me, and now you know without any doubt in your mind, I gave you the proof that it is possible. I invite you now to choose a theme. Like it can be anything you want. Yes, you know. Is it you like it? You like it? Oh, Marisha, you like it. She does like Kiki's House of Joy. All right. Whew. Okay, she loves it. Okay, okay. Thank you. I like it too. I'm with it. So that I'm inviting you all to do it. Now, you cannot say it's not possible, right? So when last year, when I wanted people to join me in on this journey, it was like, we'll see. Well, you saw it. I did it. I did not come on here lying. I told you the truth. You knew when I wasn't feeling well. I said when things weren't always great. I told you that there might be challenges. I said all of that, and it still was the best year ever. So I gave you it. I wasn't hiding anything, right? I really wasn't. I didn't do a lot of disturbances in the force. I did do one, and but every once in a while there was a disturbance in the force. But it doesn't matter. I would always recalibrate, and so I just put that down. So my thing is, I'm asking you all to really think about that, and what do you want to do for your theme? That's all. I mean, I want you to be with me. You know, Juanita texted me earlier while I was making this video, and she goes, "It really was the best year ever." Now, Juanita was there 2024 when I was doing best year ever. And every time I would see her, I would typically see her like on a Friday because we would go to the same dance class together. And I'd be like, Juanita, you know, I'm like, how you and everyone asked me how I was doing. And that was when I kind of got the concept of doing check-ins. That's when it was like swirling through my mind, like you could probably get back on YouTube and do this. And she would ask me, you know, they would ask, it wasn't just her, it was also one of our friends, Marco. Shout out to Marco. I hope he's doing well, like, you know, how was your week? And I would say my week, I'm like, it's the best week ever. And I would talk about what made the best week ever. So I got to shout Marco because he would actually kind of elicit the question. So he started to get my mind thinking about why. So he got me into that concept of me learning how to be grateful for each moment. And that's when I started to learn how to build it and really understand the best week ever, the whole concept and how it was working. Like I learned it in real time. I declared it, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. And you know, spiritually and divinely I was guided. So before 2024, the wish of the year was, and just for the rest of my life, was like, let it be divinely guided. And so I knew it was going to happen in 2024, but I didn't know how. And then all of a sudden all the indications started happening, people started to support it. I might have a conversation with a friend and they knew I was having the best year ever, and I was breaking down week by week, and I might complain about something like, you know what, yep, you're complaining, but guess what, this is the best week ever. And then I would stop and be like, best week ever. And I would say it, and it's kind of like, I don't really know, but it did, it became the best week ever, and then we just kept growing that way. So that was when that 2024, I was like, oh shoot. So then Juanita did it this year, and she said indeed it was the best year ever. And I already know some of the amazing things that happened for her. I mean, she's living in this beautiful place right now. I mean, she's like living her best life. It really was. So she got to reclaim a big part of her life back, and I got to witness it. And knowing a bit of her story, it felt really great. And so all I'm trying to say is, no, I'm not even trying to say it. I'm telling you, you saw it. You saw the aka your zone of friends. Shout out to the best, those best connections, aka your zone of friends. Thank you. I love it. But you saw it, and now I'm asking you all, my internet friends, join me. Join me, my worldwide friends. Join me. I'm just saying, join. I'm inviting you to join me. It is possible. I did not give you any fake stories. I told you the truth. It is possible. I'm asking you to join me. Let's do this. Let's absolutely do it. Best year ever. So my theme, so since last year was best connections ever, yes, I get a yes. My theme is best wardrobe ever and best dance life ever. So now you know I have two. So best dance life is for a reason. Because there was a few snags this year when it came to dance, and that was, of course, I just lost interest in the studio that I had spent 2 years in. One, because my money was mishandled, and then two, I don't like the way they dance. I know, that's a big shocker. They don't It's not that they dance poorly. I wanna be clear. It's not like they don't dance poorly. It's not they don't put in the work. It's not like, you know, there aren't talented dancers there. They really are. They just don't move my soul. That's all it is. It's like the physical work. If I go to that studio and I dance and I do all this stuff, will I leave being happy for a second? And then there's this feeling that I start to feel where I'm just like, this just doesn't move my soul. And so for me, this year is about best dance life in the soul moving way. My soul needs to be moved. My soul needs to be nourished. And so I've been at home and really like dancing. Hey, Juanita, we were just talking about you. I don't know if you felt it. But I want my soul to be moved. And so that's what it is. I'm no longer satisfied with technique and complexity. And that is what that dance studio did offer. There was so much technique, I mean, the teachers are very well studied. They're constantly learning, constantly pushing. And so for some people, that's a great thing. But my soul wasn't nourished, right? And I'm like, nah, you're not hitting my soul. And then the way they handled the money and handled the situation, never apologizing, I just think that was symbolic. I don't even really hold it against them. I My life is divinely led. And so I see it more as my because how many people did they not do that with, right? It was me. This was my experience. So to me, I'm like, this is my divine sign. It was my divine thing that I needed to be like, yeah, I don't want to mess with them. So it's really not about them. Who the hell cares, right? About them or what they do, what they don't do. For me, that I realized at the end that that was the sign. And so in that sign of needing, like, your soul's not being fed by this process. And I started posting. If you follow me on Instagram, Kiki Full of Grace, um, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that every once in a while my stories, I try to do it every day, but I don't always find one every day. But I like to do this thing called Black people dancing together. And so, because I love looking at Black people dance together. That's just a part of the joy in my life. Kiki's House of Joy. It brings me a lot of joy. So typically on Instagram, what I'm always looking for is a Black couple dancing together. I like couple dancing, and they don't always have to be touching, but there has to be something happening there. And so, that's I'm like, because that moves me. It stirs something deep within me. And so this year, and then when I had tried to create, so I'm happy to, I'll say it now because it was one of the things that didn't quite work out. I had tried to create this group of people, all of pretty much all Black dancers dancing together. And in me trying to do that, it was not successful because I had the most ridiculous people aligned with me. No shade at all, but for real, they were ridiculous. And I say they were ridiculous because it would to me, they just didn't see the damn vision in a way that they could commit to it and not focus on me. They were so focused on me, their ego, who's leading, and all of that. And I'm just like, grow up. Like, there is something bigger than this, right? But that's not it. I think one was concerned about how close I was getting to her man who wasn't her man. I think the other one was more focused on who was going to get more attention. I think the other one was just hateful. I don't know. There's a demon spirit inside. I don't know what that was. I think others were just here and there and they weren't able to commit. Others were just curious. I think they were trying to see if they could date someone, maybe not date someone. It was like I had about a few, and then you had just like flakes. People were like, oh, that's a good idea, but they were waiting for it to be something versus wanting to be the thing that made it something, right? So you had all these people, you had a whole group of people who were like, okay, I'll see what happens. You are what happens. You got to show up to make it happen. It's not I'll see what happens. It's you are what happens. And so I got really frustrated. Sometimes my feelings got hurt. And then when you had the triple demon saga, that was enough for me. I was like, I had a chat. I knocked them all out. I'm like, y'all all gone. Nope. And so it kind of like it really shifted my dance life. And I realized, so this year I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what my desire for this has not gone away. But I realize it's not going to be what I say. There has to be a very strong level of divine intervention, right? And that is something that I learned, this year. And so, in all these steps, everything's divinely led. It really is, right? Because, this is just a flesh suit, right? We know that I'm just animating a flesh suit right now. And so I know that I'm greater than that. And I have to tap into that. And I have to tap into the right energy for it to happen. It'd be your own people. I know. So many damn issues. But I realize this can happen, but it has to happen in a pure and divine way. Then there was a situation where I was kind of getting help, but I started to feel weird because I also have a new rule. And that is I'm not dealing with anybody's husband. And what I mean by that, not in a business sense, not in a we're going to build ideas together sense, anything. If you are somebody's husband or someone's man who's not their man, I try to roll my eyes. Did you see that? If you are someone's husband or someone's man who's not their man, I don't want to deal with your butt. I just don't. I just don't. Um, and and these men, they just be showing up in the past. They have just shown up, and there was 3 like that. There were 3 like that, and I was just like, "Yeah, this isn't I can't do this." So I was like, "You know what? Tabula rasa, clean slate. I'm not doing this crap. I'm just not. I need to make sure that the energy is right." So I'm like, "Whoo, clean." And that's what I've been doing. That is what I've been doing. Because I just don't trust that process. I just don't. I feel like it's different if you are in a relationship and you're partnering and then everyone knows each other and all of that. But when you are an attractive, happily single woman, these women don't know how to act, and they really think that their man's a prize, and it's such a troubling thing because I'm like, and I'm speaking from the perspective of someone. I mean, I just don't get threatened like that. I don't get threatened like that because I think because of my experience that you all know now, um, if someone if someone wants to cheat on you, if someone wants to be unfaithful and be wrong, they're just going to do it. There's really nothing that you're going to do to make that change or be different, right? And so I don't get threatened by random women because I'm like, I'm not going to be threatened by you. If this dude, if that's what's in his spirit and heart, at this point, I've rebuked that spirit. But that's always been my mentality, right? But when as a single woman being out there, I realized that some of these men, I see what it looks like though, because it often feels like all you have to do is ingratiate them just a little bit more and a little bit more, and they'll be out there disrespecting the people that they have committed their lives to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because you're spending way too much, you're wanting to spend way too much time. So I decided, nope, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. I know even though my intentions are pure and I have integrity, I don't know about your raggedy men. I'll be real with you. I don't know about your raggedy men. I really don't. So anyway, best connections ever. That's what I got last year. I got connected with myself and started to really define those boundaries. So that is why I decided I'm gonna have the best dance life. The best dance life ever. And I don't care how that happens. I just know that it'll be right. It'll be divinely led. And I'm just gonna follow spirit and I'm gonna do what I am told to do. And I am gonna make it happen. That's what I'm gonna do. This little flesh suit is about to have the best dance life ever. The body's going to be feeling great. It's going to be moving in motion, moving in divine timing, happy as pigs in slop. And that's what it is. So that is one part of the best year ever. And then the other part is best wardrobe ever. So let's talk about that more. Best wardrobe ever. I'm looking right here. There is a pile of clothing over here. It's a ridiculous amount of clothing. And I'm not allowed to buy anything else. So I have created a rule. I did it, last year I stopped doing it, and boy, I mall walk people. And when you mall walk, luckily fashion sucks right now. And luckily the way that I'm thinking and feeling, I'm no longer aligned to what I see out there in fashion. Every once in a while I might get inspired, but I never want the full thing. There might be a way that the clothing has been done or so that I like, oh, I like that. I like that approach, right? I like that technique, but I never like the full garment. And so now I'm challenging myself to make my own clothing and best wardrobe ever. So I started off this year in the best wardrobe ever. And so this is kind of like my beginning of it. Now I didn't make this, but I want to tell you the story of this. And so I think for the thumbnail, I'll have the full picture of what I have on right now. I have on a very bizarre outfit. Okay, so let's talk about this outfit a little bit. So, okay, so I think what number was she in the Demon Saga? I think number 2. I really try to befriend these demons, by the way. Okay, so in the Demon Saga, I was doing one of my mall walkings, but I was in a different area and area side of town, and that person, they lived on that side of town, and I was like, I was I would talk to them on the phone. Just a very social person. It was very nice, I thought, anyway. So I'm on the phone, like, hey, da da da. And they're like, I'll meet you at the mall. I'm like, oh, awesome. So we met at this mall and we're just walking around the mall. I mean, having a really good time because it's mall walking time and walking makes you feel good. And we're all up in all the stores, finding different things that we like. And we're just having a really good time. Okay. Um, so in that, I went to, what's it called? We went to this place. Like this place is kind of like it's called Reclectic. It's kind of like this cool little store that has pretty much anthropology stuff. Like that's what it really does have. It's pretty much like a warehouse or like, okay, we couldn't sell all this stuff at anthropology. Y'all can have it now kind of vibe. So that means it's gonna be somewhat kind of like, eclectic, different styles, different looks. And when we went down, I'm looking to see this now. Um, yeah, I gotta read this. We're going back, but I didn't get to read this. Marisha said, "Check your man, not me, boo." Hell yeah, they live in an energy of confusion and insecurity. Tell the damn truth, and I've rebuked that. Okay, hallelujah, hallelujah, magic. Woo! I feel good about that. Anyway, let's continue on with this outfit. All right. And so when I went to, so we were in the store and we're just looking at stuff, and I really got into this what I have on right now. This actually I think is Free People. And it was 100% cotton, and it's pretty much just like this long white robe. And so you'll see the full picture. I can't get it right now to do it. Just how everything is set up. So this long robe, and then I added this part, this little cloth here. It's really nice. I added that. So today. So I'll show you the picture. Now I'm not gonna pretend and let you know like this is like I'm having a strong fashion moment right now. I don't really give two craps about what anyone thinks about what I got on. Okay. It makes me happy. Okay. I put this on, and the moment I put this on today, I had a smile on my face. And I was just happy. And every time I walked by and saw myself in this thing, I felt triumphant. Okay. But let's talk about it some more about what sparked this in me. One, of course, I have too many clothes. That's one. But when I picked the outfit, she's looking at it and she's like, "Where the hell are you gonna wear that?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I like it." And she's like, "But this is like, because to her, I guess it wasn't sexy. It wasn't this. That's because it's not her style. Her style, she likes more revealing clothing. She likes to show skin. She likes to show her curves. Well, good for you. For me, it's the last thing on my mind. What intrigues me about clothing is it doesn't look interesting. Like, does it visually look interesting? Does it give it, maybe, is there nostalgia involved? Like, clothing for me is about nostalgia. It's about what makes me feel good. It's usually, there's some whimsy there. There's a story there. There's a character there. Like, those are the things that I like about clothing. So when I saw this robe, I saw, like, old movies. And I don't know if it's not a robe, it's actually a dress, but it's just a straight down, like, it's big and it's flowy. I saw it flowing. I saw what's it called? Sound of Music. No one had this in Sound of Music, I don't think, but I saw it. I saw like the hills were alive, and I'm bouncing and I'm dancing. I saw like all kinds of things in this, and it just looked and it's cotton. And I'm like, it felt good. I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm like, this is nice. And it was so much fabric because it's long and it just flowed. And I was like, oh, I just love this. And so I didn't get it that day. She talked so bad about it. I didn't feel like having a conversation. I didn't get it that day, but I just kind of walked away. So then, but I was just kind of like, but that right there, when someone talks that way, you thank you, Stray Panther. When someone talks that way, it makes you think about what's important to you. Okay, maybe that's just me because I'm having the best weeks ever. So for me, this thing that I touched sparked joy in me. And I was like, there's something about it. I didn't feel like spending money anyway that day. So it wasn't like I was not getting it just because of her. It was also just kind of like, okay. I was like, it was a new feeling for me. It was a new feeling for me to see something that wasn't conventional in style and wasn't conventionally stylish, but it moved me. And so it was something I actually kind of had to sit with on my own. Okay. So we left. We had a great day that day. This was before the devil entered. So we left. We had a great day, and I had invited her later because this was before I was going to Paris, and I was like, because we had such a good time, I was like, "Oh, do you want to come? Like, it'd be fun to like shop together." Because we said we needed to come back because both of us weren't ready to spend any money or anything like that day. So I was like, "Hey, do you want to come? Do you want to go back?" But I think for her financially it wasn't going to work because she had to take care. She had other things going on. And so she didn't say that. I'm just assuming, but she didn't accept the invitation, or she was kind of being vague about it. So I was like, whatever. I'm still gonna go on this day because I left it open. Do you want to come with me on this day? If you want to, cool. If not, that's cool too. Like it's no big deal. But she kind of left it weird, so you could tell something was going on. Didn't bother me none. I was still going. So I went back that day. Later that day, I actually even had a dinner with Anita. Um, a lunch. That was so good. We went to an Ethiopian restaurant. Talk about best year ever. That was good food. So then so good. I went back again. I went 2 times this year. I typically don't go to restaurants over and over again because I like to eat at home. Anyway, let's get back to this frock and the whole concept of best wardrobe ever. Okay. So I went back and I tried on a few things and got them. Man, but I just want you to know I've been wearing the hell out of those things because at that point I went back and I only got what sparked joy. If it made me feel joyous, I got it. I didn't care necessarily if it how it looked in the sense of if it was on trend, if it was what everyone's doing, or and I never shop that way, but meaning I was like on a whole other level. I wasn't trying to fit in. I was trying to I was just trying to feel it. And I want to I like what she's saying here. Yeah, it's best to wait to buy when someone throws shots at your joy. It may have damaged the creativity that was going to come through with that outfit. Thank you. I agree. It was almost like I wanted to protect it. I was like, "You're too special and I don't need this energy around this." And so I went away. And so when I came back, I picked up that item. Then I went back into the area, not thinking it'd be there, and it was there. And it was a size that I wanted too. And it was so interesting is when I first saw it, I didn't quite see that size. So it was the size that I wanted. And I was like, oh my, I put it on. I tried it on and immediately I was just like, oh, I got it on. I got it on. And I was just so happy about it. I was just so happy about it. And so I got it. I got it. Now, still, it was just this thing. I'm like, I don't even know how to wear this or where or what. I don't even know. I later showed it to Juanita and she was asking questions too. She's like, well, but see, but this is why Juanita is my friend. She was like, well, you could, she was trying to figure out all the different ways to style it. And I was like, she's so cute. I'm like, girl, I don't think you understand. I don't care about styling it. I'm putting this baby on and I'm feeling good. But I am styling it a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. But it was just so funny on how like of just the different level of support, right? I was like, okay, noted. But she was trying. It was so funny. She was like, because it's not something that anyone looks like. Oh, I think most people, but it was mine because it was for me. That's why it was like it wasn't for anyone else except me. So it was meant for me. And so I purchased that, and there's a few things that I purchased there. And like I said, I've been wearing the hell out of them because I loved everything that I purchased. The lady scarlet drip dress, the one that was from that same shopping haul. One of my favorite pairs of jeans that I wear. They're like super baggy. I just love them. Like when I put those on, I don't where I'm going, I never care. I just love to put them on. So I got a few different things from there. Not that many not that many items. Might have been those three. I feel like there's one other thing that I'm forgetting, but anyway, I got it. Thank you, Juanita. I appreciate that. Yes, I got the white dress on. So I got it. I was so excited about it. And I took it with me to Paris, but I never wore it because I still wasn't quite sure. Like I just didn't know. Um, and but it hit me. I'm like, you have a lot of clothes. And I had gotten a few clothes for Paris, and I was just like, I love the way I dressed in Paris. I wasn't I wasn't being trendy. I wasn't even being, I just wore what felt good and I just loved it. There was something about dressing the way I freaking wanted, regardless of what just regardless of any kind of like, of anyone, right? It just felt good. There was something about it. Whereas I think in the past, I've always been ideal. I wanted to look nice or look good. I didn't care. Like my not caring right now and where I'm growing, I'm like, wow, you just don't care. And this attitude that I have, thank you. This attitude that I have, I'm like, It's time for you to make your clothes. This is it. This is your time to have the best wardrobe ever. And so, that's what came over me. I'm like, okay, well, I can't buy any more clothes. I have to make it. And then of course, like that around that time I then created my crafting group, and that was the reason for it. I wanted to start to get into the idea of going back to making things with my hands. And so all of that last year, that's what built this up. It was all that build up of why I'm approaching this in the new year of best wardrobe ever. So with that, I had this conversation with my aunt last yesterday. We're just kind of like talking about what you're doing, preparing for, the new year and everything. And she was saying how she wanted to start cleaning things up. I want to get to her place to see if there's some things that I can get. My aunt has a very good, she's very good with fabric and fabric quality. So I'm like, hold on, lady. Hold on. Before you give things away, let me see if you got some silks up in there. Let me see if you got some fine cotton up in there. But anyway, because she likes quality, and I want to tear that stuff up and make something new. But that's beside the point. But she likes quality. If you're gonna give it away, give me the quality fabrics that I can play around with. So because I don't want to buy anything, I want everything to be reused, recycled. The only thing I'm willing to buy are notions and like like zippers and those kinds of things. But I just want to work what I have and just see what I can make, from there. Um, and threads, of course. I'll get threads. So threads, like that kind of stuff, but nothing, no new things. I have to just work with what I have. Like I just have to work with what I have and see what happens. And also very like I don't have like a whole lot of skill. And so I've already said, like, if you see something and you see me wearing it to my friends and you're like, oh, just keep that to yourself. Like I don't need your feedback. Like I don't need anything. I'm just gonna do me. That's it. So when I was talking to her and she was talking about giving the stuff away, she goes, because I don't have anywhere to wear it to. I saw this thing online and they had a party where they invited all their friends over and you wore the thing that you have in your closet that's pretty much I have nowhere to wear it to. And they had this party and it just kind of hit me based off of how I live my life. I like to wear whatever I want, especially in the house. And also shout out to my mom, because my mom in her senior citizen years, there are days where she just puts clothes on. And I get on her about it because sometimes I'm just like, what do you got on? But there are days where it just looks like you just put clothes on today, didn't you? And she looks at herself. Now I have rules for them because that's just how I am. I'm like, y'all don't look too busted. I want you to look nice. I want it to be intentional. That's all I ask from them. Just let it be intentional. But even in that, even in just her doing that, it still inspired me because I feel like it's very creative. She's trying. Because when she really wants to put herself together, she's gonna put herself together. My mom don't play around. When it's time, she's gonna get herself together. But but on those off days, I'm like, what you got on? But it started to inspire me because I'm like, well, who does she gotta do anything for? Right now, my only concern is like, please don't go out there in the world and they don't think you know how to dress. That's all. That's only my only concern. Like I want it to be clear that you did this on purpose. It's like when a child dresses themselves and they got a tie on and they have rubber boots on and a sports jacket and shorts, but they did it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm asking for. I just want it to be clear that this was your choice and it wasn't an accident. That's it. Just let it be intentional. So that's always what I'm trying to get both of the parents to be aware of. I'm like, just let us be clear that you chose this on purpose. It was intentional. I want to know that your brain was in it. Even if I don't know if I like it, I just want to know that your brain was in it. And that is what will actually make me like it. So with that, yes, I agree. Just the resurrection. So now I'm putting things together. I have things that I can't wait to like, cut up and change and shift and alter. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So with all of that, um, that's what made me want to do it. I was like, I'm gonna do this. So I was talking to my aunt yesterday and I said, hey aunt. She goes, well, I'm gonna give this stuff away. And I was like, you know what? Before you give this stuff away, why don't you start wearing the clothes? And she goes, well, where am I going to go? I'm like, why do you have to go anywhere? Why did you put all this energy, and get all these beautiful clothing and then not wear it? She goes, well, I got it when I was going to church. I'm like, how long did you go to church? She's like, 2 years. I'm like, that was a long time ago. This was like high school, okay? I was in high school when she was going to church. It was a long time. I was like, Aunt, get together. Put them damn clothes on. Because I know she fits them. Put the clothes on and just wear them. What was it to anyone for you to not enjoy the clothing that you have? And so she hasn't worn them because of like, oh, there's no time or there's no place. I'm just like, you are alive. You have the clothing, and that right there is the energy I'm going into. I'm going to wear whatever the hell I want to wear. I'm going to start altering and changing things. And that's just what it is. And I'm not interested in anyone's feedback about it, but it's going to be the best wardrobe ever. So, best year ever. Just put the clothes on. You have them. Put them on. Put them on. Maybe take a picture. Outfit of the day. If you're not going, outfit of the day is sit down and drink tea. I might make a cup of tea and walk around the house in your Sunday's best. What's it to anyone anyway? Put your damn clothes on. You got them. Put them on. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen my mom have a fashion show where she's trying on clothes to figure out what she's going to wear, right? But she doesn't just wear it. But now I'm like, no, let's just go all out. Go all out. So I'm glad, Larisha. I'm glad. So that's what's coming up for this year. So I decided to start off in this outfit. The outfit that got a little bit of shade because this person didn't have what? Vision. But that's what happens when you got the demon in your spirit. You know, the vision won't be there, but the vision is here. All right. And so I can't wait. I can't wait. So I can't wait for this new year. I can't wait for what's about to happen. I'm looking forward to fun times with friends as well. I mean, yes, best dance life and best wardrobe seem somewhat personal, but what I've learned is that, you know what, you just never know what that will even mean, right? You don't know. You never know what that will mean. And that's what I've discovered. So for those of you guys who are taking the journey with me, realize that even when you set your intention for what's going to be and how this whole year is going to unfold, you don't know what it means. Just so you know, just like be open to. So here's your strategy, and I'm going to go and get back into the rest of the day and enjoy things. And I have the mahjong set, so I'm very excited. I'm kind of like, I gotta go see it. Very excited. So I'm a little distracted because I just really want to see it. But this is the advice I'm gonna give, and this is the guidance, if you will. One, know that it's gonna happen, right? We're gonna break it down week by week. I'll see you on Sunday and talk about the best year ever. 2026, week 1. And I want you to also realize that it's open. Don't try to plan everything. Just understand that it's happening. And when you get those ideas and you have that spark of genius, just follow it. Just freaking follow it. You don't have to question it or oh, I don't know. Just follow it. That's a big part of this, right? When someone invites you to something, say yes. Especially when you realize it's aligned to your best week ever. When you feel like, oh gosh, this week seems so bad, realize it's still going to be the best week ever. Do not question how, just know it's going to happen. Okay? It's just going to happen. It really will. You keep your open mind, keep an open heart. There are going to be things that happen this year. There are going to be things that we'll see in the news and the media and all of that. And all I'm telling you is it just doesn't matter. You're still going to have the best year ever. You will still have it. I'm going to have it, and we're going to have it together because this is Kiki's House of Joy. Okay? So I invite you all to ride with me. Right now, it says that there's 8 people watching. I expect 8 people to at least just go for it. It's not going to hurt you. It really isn't. Just keep an open mind and go for it. Set your intention. Say what that is. You know, it's nice. The intention is fun because I think it just adds a fun element because you might even forget that you set the intention, and then it's like week 3 and you're just like, oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just learned that sewing technique. Or it's all happening. And you don't even realize how it happened. Like that happened a lot. Best Connections last year was a lot of that of just like, oh, it's best connections ever. And it just kind of would hit me on how it was all happening. So there you are. Have the best year ever. We'll do it together. And hallelujah, hallelujah magic, you will Mvunia. I will see you on Sunday. So isn't this, we're seeing each other a lot. I'll see you on Sunday and I'll talk to you about the first best week ever. It'll just be a few days, but hey, we're going to talk about it. All right. Bye.